In previous lesson, we mentioned that we have two different data types, primitive and non-primitive data types. And also we explained through examples how we use primitive data types. Today we'll talk about non-primitive data type we use a lot, and that's object data type. When we talk about objects, we can say that objects are like collection of properties, and each property inside the object is defined as key value pair. And also we can say that objects are variables, but objects can contain many values. Now let's create a very simple object with the name person. And inside this object, we can add two properties, name and the last name property. Okay, now you can notice that we created the object using var keyword, like we defined the variables in previous lessons. And also you can notice that we initialized the object using curly braces. And inside the curly braces, for every property we defined, we have a key value pair. In this case, we have two properties, name and the last name. So name of property is key, and this is value of property. So we have a key and value pair for every property we defined. Okay, now to access some specific properties from object, we can use dot notation. So simply we type name of object, and after that we use dot notation, and we define name of properties we want to show. In this case, we want to show all properties. So we want to show name and last name properties inside the console of web browser. So for that, we can use console log method, like in previous lessons. So first, let's show name property. And like we mentioned, we defined name of object, and after that we use dot notation, and we need to specify name of property. So here we specify first property name, and inside the new line we can show last name property on the same way. So here instead name, we're gonna show last name property. Okay, now let's save changes and go inspect element and console tab. And you can see that we have shown both properties. First, we have shown name property from person object, and also we have last name property shown inside the console of web browser. Okay, we saw how to create object using literal form, and there is another way how to create object, and this time we're gonna use new keyword. So let's delete this code right here. And now let's create object on different way using new keyword. So again, we can create object person. Okay, now we have created object with the name person, but we didn't assign any property. So let's assign properties we want. So again, we can assign name property, and here initialized with value. Also, we can assign last name property. And let's say we can assign age property. Okay, now we can output these properties inside the console. So here again we're gonna use the console log method. So we can output name property, last name property, and age property. Okay, now when we save changes and reload the page, but this time first here we're gonna reload page, and inside the console you can see that we have values we specified inside the object. We have three properties. So first we have output name, we have last name, and we have age property. Okay, I hope we understand the basic of objects and how we use them. Of course, we're gonna talk about object in more details. Don't forget, like and subscribe to my channel. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.